Good morning. I'm revisiting what I worked on last time. I am determined to get this solo section up to tempo. We'll see where that determination gets us, but first, a warm-up. All right, what is our scale today? What's our scale and mode? What are our restrictions? What strings are we sticking to? Let's find out. All right, D-flat mixolydian. What strings are we using? Random number generator. So string 4 was chosen. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get to use 2 adjacent strings, so 3 total. I get to use the 3rd string, 4th string, and 5th string for this improvisation. So I am clearly very uncomfortable in that key. I made the most out of it. I tried to make the most out of slides and like variance and articulation between the notes. I kept finding myself going back and forth between, but that's how it's done, right? So like we impose limitations on ourselves naturally. For instance, the pentatonic scale, 5 notes out of all 12. We just use 5 over and over again. But we put variance on them, not only via melody, but through articulation, through how we actually voice every single note. So I was trying to pay a little more attention to that, as opposed to just creating arpeggios and such. However, I will admit that that was a crutch for truly knowing the fretboard knowledge when it comes to this scale and mode. D-flat is a tough key center. I need to work on it, and I'm glad to keep getting it in the random generator. Moving on to the scales though. So I'm gonna play in this mode, D-flat mixolydian. A little thin on time today, so I'm gonna focus a little more on cranking the tempo, see how far we can get. Moving on. Goal is moving through tempos quickly. Yeah, so with a lick like this, like there's a lot going on. There's a lot of like weird multi-directional like legato. There's some hybrid picking. The most important thing I'm thinking about is muting my strings as I go down. There's some oscillation between like which direction the string movement is going in, up versus down. It goes back and forth a lot, but in general, it follows a pattern of going straight down. I can essentially treat it as a sweep going straight down in terms of muting the strings, just slowly moving my right hand down as I play. It stays stuck there in the middle for a little bit, but then continues going up. Or going down. And then I slowly move it to where I can tap that note. Like so many other things when it comes to technique, what's holding me back is this wild pinky. It's sticking way out, I don't know if you could tell, but that's what I'm trying really hard to focus on fixing with these slow reps. I'm gonna have to come back to that and slow it down. Before I do that though, I wanna tack on the next section, just get some reps putting it together at a medium tempo. We're at 90 BPM. Let's see how the entire solo works at this tempo, and I will speed it up from there. There's no going back from here. Practice that little phrase like every night and morning. I said I was determined to get this up to tempo. This is that determination showing up. We are running out of time though, so crashing and burning if we have to. I want to note that the very first thing that suffered in terms of my playing as soon as we sped up more and more, my string muting. That's why I'm saying I'm paying such close attention to that. because it falters so easily once you stop paying attention. That's what I call a recovery. Didn't get all the pickup switches. Obviously, didn't get all the notes. Here we go. Song tempo, one and done, only rep. Let's see how this goes. That actually wasn't too bad. I think it's clear that I don't practice it at tempo enough. Frankly, I still believe I don't practice it slow enough. That has to get cleaned up somehow. Next time, I'll show up better prepared. I'll have practiced it all slow. I'll have gotten the technique down. Pinky's gonna stay on the fretboard. That day is not today though. If you made it this far, leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for sticking around. Till next time, happy practicing.